Part 6 on teaching concepts. We are going to put this in the context of discovery learning or less direct instruction. This is a higher level teaching skill. Good teachers are able to teach from both models. People think, well, there's some research to support this, therefore I should only do direct instruction. That happens a lot in special education. I am here to save you, to make sure that you are using that and that. Humans are the same. We learn in a variety of different ways. If you think you can just do direct instruction and be an effective teacher of any kind, you are falling far short of the glory, as St. Paul would say. All right, off on a tangent. Advanced organizer. Stop, pause, read that. Get organized in advance. Less direct instruction utilizes inductive thinking. That means you're introduced to a field or a variety of ideas first, and then you try to induce order on that field by arranging the ideas into manageable concepts. You look at a bunch of stuff, you look for categories or patterns or things to arise from that. Let me clarify that in a little bit. However, know that explicit instruction is used. Some people equate discovery learning with no instruction, that you just provide them an experience and say, oh, go discover something. No, far from it. Discovery learning is a high-level teaching strategy. It requires a lot of planning and thinking up front, probably much more so than direct instruction. It should not be either or, either direct instruction or discovery learning. If you are a whole, complete teacher moving towards mastery, you're using both types of instruction. And again, I'm going to hit you over the head with this. A lot of special ed people think that only direct instruction should be used. That is so silly. All right, with discovery learning, students are presented a series of examples and non-examples up front. The teacher guides them, helps them to see the patterns and derive information. And again, they are inducing order on the field. Inductive thinking, you move from a series of particular facts to a general conclusion, the big picture. It's the type of reasoning used by Jane Goodall as she sat in the middle of a bunch of gorillas taking notes and observing. That's the inductive thinking. You try to impose order on the field by noticing patterns, similarities, and reoccurring patterns. And again, you provide examples or experiences up front. If you're teaching a skill, such as a science skill, you get them messing around up front, and then you teach them. When I was a wrestling coach, I used a lot of discovery learning. Get them messing around with the single leg, then stop, give them many lessons, and then let them mess around again. That way I went from whole to part to whole. Discovery learning is planned. You have specific experiences defined and planned up front to help them discover specific skills or concepts. You are guiding them towards a particular outcome. It takes a lot of planning, all right, to help them discover or learn specific concepts. It takes a little bit more time, but the learning is much deeper because they're able to connect it with their personal experience of messing about, either physically or cognitively. As I said, it takes a lot of planning. It's a high-level teaching skill. The thing I like about discovery learning is it often goes far beyond the lesson purpose or objective. Expository teaching is well-defined, leading them towards this specific conclusion, and they stay within the railroad tracks because you're only presenting them information. Discovery learning still focus them towards that goal, but there's a lot of this and that, and a lot of learning is outside what you had planned for. That's why I think it's a much more powerful type of learning. Discovery learning is often thought to be best with higher level concepts and direct instruction best with lower level things. However, both direct instruction and less direct instruction, expository teaching and discovery learning, both of them can be used to achieve the same purpose or goal. It's how you get there that is different. Now, it's not one or the other, as I've said this again and again and again, planned redundancy. Good teachers know how to use both, and good teachers use both, whether it's with kindergarten students or graduate students, whether it's students with learning disabilities or developmental cognitive disabilities or gifted and talented students. Good teachers use both. Here is the lesson plan format for discovery learning. You can see purpose statement, provide examples, blah, 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 non-examples, blah, blah, blah. The teacher guides here, blah, blah, blah. Then the teacher names and defines the concepts. You use your concept map or graphic organizer here instead of there. Guided practice and then activity. Here endeth the lesson. If you go to my website, by the way, I'll provide some different lesson plans that illustrate this.